Most of what's being sold as AI in procurement right now is a chatbot bolted onto a dashboard. It summarizes a report, answers a question, and then it waits for you to do the actual work. This isn't agentic procurement. In the next 5 minutes, I'll show you what real agentic AI looks like in procurement, why the industry is about to split on this, and the 3 things you need in place before any of it works. First, quick context on why I care about this. I've spent the last 15 years leading teams and most of the last decade in enterprise procurement and fintech. I've seen what gets adopted, what quietly fails, and the why behind it. I've also seen a few "this will change everything" moments. Most of the time, they don't. But this time we're witnessing history, and here's why. For most of the last decade, procurement digital transformation meant one thing: pick a source-to-pay suite, spend 12 to 18 months migrating into it, and declare victory. That playbook delivered real value, but it was always about digitizing existing processes, not reimagining them. And it left a massive blind spot. Even after the big suite goes live, roughly 30 to 40% of organizational spending still flows outside of it through T&E, corporate cards, services agreements, off-contract buying. Your single system of record never actually sees any of this. Carney partner Dr. Eloise Epstein calls the phase that's coming next the AI native procurement architecture. The shift she's describing is not a bigger suite. It's a move from suites to stacks, and it changes what AI in procurement actually is. So let's get concrete about it. There are 3 layers that separate a real agentic procurement system from a dashboard with a chat window. If any one of them is missing, you don't have agentic. First, a unified data model. An agent can only act on data it can actually see. In most enterprises, spend lives in one system or many, suppliers in another, contracts in yet another, and none of them can even agree on what a vendor even is. Before you can automate anything, you have to bring that data together into an extensible, consistent, cleansed, and classified data foundation. This is the unglamorous layer nobody wants to fund, and it's exactly where every stalled AI procurement project actually dies. Second, a semantic layer. Unified data is not enough. The system has to understand what it's looking at. It needs to know that Acme Corp, Acme Inc., and Acme LLC are all the same supplier. It also has to reason in procurement's language. Entities, categories, relationships, contract terms, not raw SQL. Think of it as the procurement brain. Without it, AI gives you confident sounding answers, but they are built on messy foundations. And in procurement, confidently wrong is the most expensive outcome there is. And third, the agentic orchestration layer. This is where it gets really interesting. An agent isn't one model answering one question. It's a layer that can plan a multi-step task, reason through it, call on the tools it needs, and take action. Flagging a risky renewal, drafting a sourcing event, surfacing a savings opportunity before the quarter closes. And here's where it gets really provocative. As agents get denser inside source to pay, the transactional layer starts relying on humans less to manually manage actual inputs. Instead, humans govern, often called human on the loop. This is not science fiction. Teams use this model today, focusing on strategic value orchestration, and can cover 3 times as many categories per analyst as a result, capturing real savings that used to leak out the back door. This is the part CPOs should really sit with. Once the transactional layer runs itself, the job of the procurement professional shifts. McKinsey calls it the rewired procurement model. Procurement stops being a service function that processes requisitions and becomes a strategic, trusted business partner that sits with R&D, product, finance, embedding supplier intelligence into the decisions that actually drive P&L. Procurement has spoken of their seat at the table for years. That's the prize we're discussing here. The architecture is just the path to it. If this is the shift you're trying to lead within your own organization, we're writing a lot more about it. What's working, what's hype, and how to get the data and governance foundation right before the agents ever show up. You can find all of it on our blog at supplier.com. Subscribe here if you want to see more of these explainers, and drop the topics you want me to break down next in the comments. See you in the next one.